Thanks to the supporters of channel member Gabe Bullock. Well, we did just about survive the transfer window in the end, but Kovacic and Park are still miserable. They want, we've got to find a way to pay them more money. You've got a plan. What's your plan? Skillshare are sponsoring the video again. That might work. Hello, and welcome to part 153 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you. One in the Premier League against Dynamo, one in the, Champions League against Dynamo, one in the Premier League against Liverpool. A top-of-the-table clash and our first Champions League game of the season. What more could you want? This is how things have been going since you were last with me. We have had an unbeaten start to the season, which is very nice, although the draw at home to Leicester was a little bit worrying. I think that was pre-Champions League nerves again. As you can see, Sandro Veloso scoring lots of goals, and Vinicius Antonio's even got his first goal for the club as well. And a miserable Park has 3 goals for the club already too. We didn't do any more transfers, either in or out, since the... in fact, I'm a liar. We sold this guy. We all remember David Bennett, right? Right? He came for our youth system 6 years ago. He's been out on loan for years. Davey B. We remember Dave Bennett. Well, we sold him to Watford for £15 million. Maybe we had, I was going to say maybe we had a decent right back all along. We didn't. We had a championship level right back who never would have been good enough for us. Might have eventually got as good as Todd Thomas, but Todd Thomas is now our third choice right back. So Dave Bennett was never going to make it, but we got good money for him. We've also loaned Jamie Much out to West Brom for the season on the promise that he's going to be an important player for them. I want him to go there and play a whole bunch of games. We'll probably recall him at Christmas for the second half of the season, but I think getting some games under his belt between now and then is probably better than sitting on our bench. So in the interest of development, we've sent him off there. We didn't sell Park or Kovacic though, which is important. We've got a big pile of money in the bank. Not quite enough to be able to give them the contracts they want, apparently. They are both on the transfer list at their own request. We've had meetings with the rest of the team about them. Weirdly, when we had the meeting about how unfair it was that Kovacic wanted to leave, Park was convinced but the team would be weaker. Park was the voice of reason, saying, you know what, boss? You're right. The team would be weaker if we sold Kovacic. I am now in support of you. The next day we had Park's meeting and Kovacic was the one who was in support of me there. So Park supports me against Kovacic. Kovacic supports me against Park. Everyone else involved doesn't care. None of the rest of the team care. And these two, I think, are going to calm down fairly soon. I hope are going to calm down fairly soon. We have got one more transfer arranged as well, which happened right at the end of the window. We couldn't get it through in time, but he's now coming in January. Mads Nace, I think that doorbell ring was Mads himself saying, no, you're already saying my name wrong. Weirdly, though, he left before telling me how to say it right. Ness, this AE situation they have in Scandinavia is just going to trouble me. He's probably just going to be Mads, but he's another left winger. We like a left winger, and he looks like he's had a good season so far at Rosenborg. So he's on his way in. Premier League is looking good. We're 1 point off the top where Liverpool are lurking. So fingers crossed we can go and beat them in the second half of the video and go top of the league. And in the Champions League, we are never, ever, ever going to get away from Real Madrid, apparently. And we are in a group with Real Madrid, Ajax and Dynamo. After last year's exploits, I think we should be good enough to finish second in the group. I think a team that are consistently qualifying from the Premier League are likely to be better than Ajax. But of course, we know Real Madrid are really very good. They've started things off already by thumping Ajax. We need to go and make sure we beat Dynamo and secure that second place spot in the group behind Real Madrid, and then just hope we don't run into them again. This is going to be including Wearmouth Cup games, because we played them in the Wearmouth Cup again this year. This will be the 6th and 7th games against Real Madrid in about 15 months. At the moment, we've only ever beaten them in the Wearmouth Cup once. We even lost to them in that this year. So Real Madrid are just a good side, and it's annoying. If they got Slam Dunk managing them, they haven't. But it wouldn't surprise me. I'm assuming he's still at Arsenal. We haven't checked in on him for a little while. Slam Dunk is still at Arsenal. Excellent. Right, let's go play Dynamo. This is the team that we're sending there to try and pick up a victory for us. We've got Perez in goal, a back four of Kovacic, Elias, Erkan and Primus. Primus is either-footed. We signed him to play left-back where he's natural, but he's actually also 2.5-star for right-back as well. So he's just going to play on whichever side we need a fullback. And Vinicius Antonio has picked up an injury. He's going to be out for the next 3 weeks or so. So Primus is probably going to be playing right-back for us for the next 3 weeks or so. Poor old Todd Thomas. I haven't told him yet that his time here is over. I think he's slowly going to start figuring it out when these young kids keep getting picked ahead of him. We're going with Perez and McKenna in midfield, Ian and Park out wide, and Jovanovic and Veloso up front. We still obviously have the same clubs in for the same players that we've had all along. Reassuringly, there's no one lurking around trying to go after my other players. Like we've not got anyone in for Veloso at the moment, which is a big thing. I actually think of everyone that could potentially leave the club, the one we'd miss most of all if it ever happened is Veloso. I think we could probably survive without Kovacic, and I think we could definitely survive without Kovacic. We'd probably be okay without Park. Without Veloso, I think we'd have a big problem. Talking of big problems, we've just gone 1-0 down inside 2 minutes away against Dynamo in a game we were just saying we must win. And our difficulties going away from home in the Champions League continue. We saw it all through the knockout rounds last year, and we're seeing it again here. I think sooner or later we are going to have to just stop attacking away from home. Know that the 4-2-4 with a positive mentality is a bad idea in Champions League away games. Although looking at the match stats for these opening 15 minutes or so, we have had far more shots, far more of the ball, and I'm hoping it's just a bit of a freak incident that they've conceded their only shot they've had so far, and we should go on and get ourselves back into the game. But it's I think you just find it happening more often in the Champions League than we see it in the Premier League, where you get that weird goal against the team grab against you, even though I would expect most of the top half of the Premier League to be better than Dynamo, but for whatever reason we defend less good. I mean, I talk less good as well, apparently. We defend less good against them. I guess I could blame playing Primus at right back for the first time. It's all his fault. Let's scapegoat our new 18-year-old record signing. We've just conceded our second goal. And now this has gone from being, that's a bit of a setback at the start of the match, to this is potentially disastrous and could ruin the season. Because if we don't get through our Champions League group, I guess the positive is if we don't get through the Champions League group, we've got a good chance of winning the Europa League. That's not really what you want to hear your manager saying 20 minutes into the first Champions League group game, though. That suggests things are probably not going very well. We're going to demand more. I was very close to berating. In my experience, berating never has a positive outcome. But certainly if we concede another goal, I am just going to lose it with them and start shouting. McKenna playing it forward to Veloso. We need a big performance from him now, as we need goals to get us back into this game. I'm still sat here thinking we need to win this. Just coming here and drawing isn't enough if we're gonna get through this group the way we want to. This is a must-win game. We've got Ajax and Real Madrid to both play away from home. Real Madrid will also probably still beat us at our place too. We really don't want to have to be in a playoff with Ajax or Dynamo to try and get that second spot later on in the group stage. So, yeah, let's get back into the game. Ian takes the first step towards getting us back in. I mean, they've had 2 shots on target and scored twice. Might be having a little bit of a word with Perez at half-time, just reminding him he is allowed to use his hands. He's allowed to save their shots. McKenna with the cross, Parks there, it's off the crossbar, and then it bobbles around in the air. I thought Ian was going to grab a second and start the process of sparing our blushes. There's still the chance we can grab this goal again before half-time. McKenna's there from the corner. I would very much like to see an equaliser before the half-time whistle, so I don't have to shout at them too much. Yes, we've had a dodgy start, but if we can go back in at half-time level, then we know we've just got to win the game in the second half, which was what it would have been if it was 0-0. I wouldn't be shouting at them then. 3-1, though, is ridiculous. What is going on? They've had 3 shots and scored 3 times. People talk about being FM'd sometimes. I mean, that's what's happening here. There's no logic behind this scoreline at the moment. I've not done anything wrong to make this happen. We have been the better team. We've played better. We've had more of the ball. We've created more chances. We've got a better XG. But for some reason, every time they touch the ball, they score. It's ridiculous. And now it's 3-2. I mean, it's a good game to watch on the telly, I imagine. And now we go back to what I was saying before. 7 minutes till half time. If we can grab an equaliser, I can say to them, yeah, okay, that was a little bit less comfortable than it was supposed to be. How perfect is that shot from Park, by the way? He's hit that on the outside of his boot and then banana kicked it in somehow. It's absurd, the bend that shot had on it. That should have been awarded 2 goals. It was so good. Primus, despite being either-footed, really seems to want to cut in onto his left from this right-hand side. So I suspect he's not actually either-footed at all. He's probably quite comfortable with both feet, but definitely a left-footer. Right. I am going to give them the, come on, lads, sort your lives out. It really doesn't look like you want to win. We're going to go attacking. And we need to get back into the game. Come on, you bunch of idiots. Right. This is a goal kick for Dynamo. I would like us to get the ball, and I would like us to go at the other end and do a football. Ian, on the left. Ian's been good. Ian's had a good game, and he's had a very tame shot there that their goalkeeper doesn't really know how to deal with. And that says a lot about who should be winning this football match, because their goalkeeper doesn't look very good. Ian now releasing Jovanovic. He's got Veloso in the middle. Park is completely unmarked. He finds Veloso, and the goalkeeper, who's not very good, has just made an incredible save from the best striker in the world. It's now a corner. Perez floats it into the area looking for Jovanovic, but despite being 6'4", he can't connect with it with his head, and Primus looks to run it back into the area. We have another corner. This time it's Perez. It's another in-swinger, and it once again hits a Dynamo player. Kleber, are you on the bench? Of course you are. You're coming on in a minute. We need your aerial threat. What a goal from Veloso. I mean, there might have been a few of you going, ooh, when I said best striker in the world a minute ago. He's just reminding you, I really think he might be. He's scoring at a goal a game for Portugal. He's still only 21. He's won the European Golden Boot the last 2 years in a row. That's his weak foot, by the way. He's won the World Under-21 Player of the Year. Somehow he's not in the Premier League Dream 11, which makes no sense at all. But if he's not already considered the best striker in the world by everybody, give him 2 years and he will be. He'll be one of the best strikers in history when all is said and done. Perez with the free kick. And I don't know why he's not shooting there, really. Kovacic playing it out to Perez again. Perez into Erkan. Perez, just cross the football. Get the ball into the path of Veloso and let him do the rest. It's back to Primus, who again is cutting that in onto his left foot. We need to have a chat with him. We need to have a look at convincing him not to do that. I'm sure that's something we can do in training if I want to get my tracksuit on and have a little look at training. But it's all well and good in being either-footed, but it takes a lot away from our attack, not having our right backs bomb on the way Antonio and Thomas do. So it's kind of ruling him out of being a right back for us at the moment if he's going to keep cutting inside like that. Right, 4-3 now, thanks to Jovanovic. And I am looking down at that bench thinking, Liverpool on Sunday. This has been hard work, but who do we want to save fitness wise for Liverpool? And Park seems like an obvious one. We're going to bring Kleber on for McKenna because I want that aerial threat. And we're going to bring Fazekas on for Kovacic and just shuffle all these boys around a little bit and do that. Triple change. Think that makes sense. Let's not throw this away. We've done very well to get back into this game and get the lead finally. Let's not mess it up from here. Erkan on the right-hand side. He's now got Francisco ahead of him, who just needs to turn and run. In fact, he turns and crosses, which was almost as effective, but his crossing's not quite as good as his ridiculous pace. Now Perez has got the ball again, and Fazekas playing it forward to Erkan once again, who's getting an opportunity to play at wing back, which he does like to do from time to time. As you can see there, pretty useful getting himself forward and trying to get into crossing positions, although the cross wasn't particularly successful that time. Erkan's gone all the way through into the penalty area, though. Perez now playing it across to Primus. We've got him on the left-hand side now. If he cuts this in onto his right, I give up. Primus actually looking pretty impressive there. I tell you what, I think we've got a player there. I'm looking at the way he's played today. This is the first time I've seen him play a full match, and I'm already thinking, if we get another £160 million offer for Kovacic, we might be taking it. Watch him come off the transfer list after this game now. He's decided he wants to stay. Although in reality, he should be having one look at Primus thinking, right, I need to double down on leaving here because I'm not going to be able to get £300,000 a week at Man City if I lose my place in the home side. How are we still not winning this game? I know we stayed attacking when we went 4-3 up. That probably is on me. Probably. But I don't think that's directly led to this goal. I think this is just sloppy defending. Again, we're a little bit all over the place. And we've now left ourselves with a lot to do again, because this is a must-win game. Not a must-draw game, a must-win game. Primus to Kleber. Kleber to Elias. Come on, get the ball into the area. Primus. Lovely cross for Veloso. And Sandro Veloso makes it 5. We will drop back to positive again now. What a ridiculous game of football this has been. Dynamo 4, Home 5. Definitely one for the neutrals. I am far more stressed than you would expect me to be, scoring 5 goals away from home in the Champions League. This has been stupid. And Liverpool will be licking their lips at the thought of playing us at the weekend, having seen how dodgy we look at the back. Jovanovic, we know he's got a beautiful free kick on him. Can he make it 6? Make it look easier than it ever was? He can't. The free kick. I mean, I can see what he's trying to do, but well, I mean, we all saw what he was trying to do. He was trying to score a goal, and he didn't do it. So ultimately, doesn't matter how pretty it looked. He missed. Silly boy. Right, Perez playing it forward to Jovanovic. There's a flick on for Veloso. Veloso's in for a hat-trick and to make it 6. Neither of those things have happened. And he's even run it out for a goal kick as well. Nothing's really going our way today. Again, he says, after scoring 5 goals away from home, Erkan's done well there. And Veloso playing it back to Erkan again. And somebody needs to just cross this. There is the cross. There is Ian. Kleber's lurking on the edge of the area, as is Primus. It goes through Primus to Kleber, who has the shot. But it goes over. And I think that's probably going to be it, ending at 4-5. We've just run the ball out of play with 30 seconds to go. It's a Dynamo throw deep into their own half. And if they score from here, they deserve the draw. And I'll be horrified because we absolutely don't deserve to not win, even though there will be many questions asked of Perez today in goal for us because he's not really made a save, I don't think. We'll have a look at the stats in a second. It wouldn't at all surprise me to see Dynamo have had 4 shots on target. It's been pretty close to that stat all game long. They had 5 shots on target. He conceded 4 of them. We had 32 shots. XG was 3.45 to 0.97. Perez has had a very, very poor game there today, boys and girls. But ultimately, the job got done. We went to Dynamo. We won the football match. We don't need to care about any of the other detail. Let's go play Liverpool. Folks, Past Kev here with a quick message from this episode's sponsor, Skillshare. Now, as I'm sure you know by now, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. You can explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. They have classes on all sorts of topics, ranging from illustration and graphic design through to creative writing, fine art, marketing, and entrepreneurship. I think it's fair to say if you're interested in creating in any capacity, there is something on Skillshare for you. In particular, I want to recommend this class hosted by Marques Brownlee, YouTuber, like original YouTube superstar man. It's called YouTube Success, Script, Shoot and Edit with MKBHD. And he goes through from start to finish how to make a YouTube video and specifically how to grow your channel. I'm asked stuff like this all the time from would-be YouTube content creators. And I genuinely think this class is an excellent place for you to go and get the basics down, as well as there's also some stuff in there that's going a little bit beyond basic. There's some good stuff in here. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, which means there's no ads, and they're adding new content to the site all the time. And what's more, there's a special offer on currently where the first 1,000 people to click the link at the top of my description to sign up for Skillshare get a 1 month free trial of Skillshare Premium. That's a good value special offer. So what are you waiting for, boys and girls? Head down to the link at the top of the description, sign up for Skillshare. You're supporting the channel and learning something awesome for yourself as well. Win-win situation. Back to the video. Folks, it seems I've just made a little bit of a boo-boo. I've just played the entire Liverpool game, apparently not recording. I haven't done this for a long, long time. It was 3-3. We did very well. Veloso got a hat-trick. We were ahead in the game multiple times. We defended terribly again, like we did against Dynamo. Seems to be a bit of a common thing, but I didn't record it. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is play the Barnsley game and the West Brom game off camera, and then we'll show you Real Madrid as the second game in this episode, which I guess that could almost be argued it's an upgrade, but I did mean to show you the Liverpool game. The other thing that I talked about is that Harrison Davies is going to be returning. I've talked about all this already when I was not filming, but Harrison Davies has been released by Sivasspor, and there's not a chance I'm letting this man be unemployed. So we've brought him, or we're bringing him back in. We've offered him a contract. He obviously won't be able to play because he won't be registered in time, but he's not really coming in to play. He's coming in more to be a club legend, knocking about the place, and to work with that defence in mentoring groups and hopefully convince him to become a coach and work with those defenders, because our defence is really letting us down these last couple of games. Even against West Ham, we controlled the game and conceded 2 goals. We are sloppy defensively at the moment. I don't know how much of it is because we've got a key defender who's got a grumpy on. I mean, Kovacic did score an own goal in the Liverpool game. I want to show you this own goal. In fact, this really sums up just how bad our defending has been. And I wonder, you can't necessarily blame Kovacic for this, but you can potentially blame him for the complete disorganisation in our back four. But this goal was absolutely ridiculous. We can't see it, apparently. Can we watch the goal, please, Football Manager? No. Apparently, goal replays aren't working. Never seen that happen before. Well, I can't show you it. It was a terrible own goal. I'm going to go and play those extra couple of matches. We'll be back for Real Madrid, and I'll try and remember to record that one. This pleases me greatly. He's in. We've sent him on a coaching course. I've just had a conversation with him about his future. He said he sees himself more as a manager than a coach. So I'm thinking, get him on his coaching courses as soon as we're able to, offer him a coaching role, even if we have to make him like under 18s manager, just to get him involved in the setup somehow, and then let him go off on his way as soon as he wants to. If we got an under 18, I mean, we will have an under 18 manager. Damien Salt, be aware. We've got Sir Harrison Davies, who will be taking a job, or Joel Swift, our under 23s manager. I mean, if you remember way back when, Slam Dunk did although he wanted to be a manager, did come in as an under 18s coach for 3 years. So I don't mind if Harrison Davies wants to do that and just uses as his launching pad for his career. I just want to help that man out as much as I possibly can. And paying for his coaching courses feels like the least we could do after everything he's done for us. So we played those couple of games, 2-0 win over Barnsley and a 3-1 win over West Brom in the league. So we are second in the league, 1 point behind Manchester City. Veloso, top scorer, best player, as you'd expect. Ian and McKenna really high up for assists is an interesting one, though, especially because there is a little bit of a school of thought amongst some of you, I think, that McKenna hasn't got what it takes to be the playmaker. Alongside Claber as box-to-box. I really think he does. I think the future is McKenna and Claber in midfield. And McKenna is showing it, which is awesome. But now we have to play Real Madrid. Wasn't expecting to have to commentate on this one. I'm 20 minutes late for my lunch. I'm hungry. We'd better win. We're going with Perez in goal, a back four of Kovacic, Elias, Ercan and Primus. Perez and McKenna in midfield. Ian and Park out wide. Juan Jose and Veloso up front. I know I was talking a lot about Jovanovic in the previous match. I think I was. That could have been in the Liverpool one that we missed. But Juan Jose, Jovanovic, it's a coin toss with those two. as to who is my man to play in that link-up role. Juan Jose's played there a couple of times recently and has looked excellent. Jovanovic plays there and looks excellent. We've just got two very, very good players. Juan Jose being linked with Paris Saint-Germain in the media again. So even if we decide we're going with Jovanovic long-term, I need to keep Juan Jose playing so that they can offer me a big bunch of money for him. I think we spent £55 million on Juan Jose. If we can sell him to Paris Saint-Germain for 100 million, I'll be justified, even in front of all of those of you who never really liked him. We're already losing against Real Madrid. I kind of expect to lose this game. Our defence has been so ropey lately, and Real Madrid are definitely a team who have shown time and time again that they're better than we are. But it's nice playing them so many times every year. It's a nice little gauge of how we're developing as a club. They're still coming in playing the boring old flat back six, with Gregoire sat in front of the back three. So, to my mind, they're still absolutely terrified of us because they're not playing a grown-ups formation. Kovacic with the cross, and Park was there very, very close to grabbing an equaliser for us, but it was not to be. It looks like we're the earlier kickoff today because the Dynamo Ajax game hasn't happened yet. In fact, yeah, there we are. Us and the Milan Shakhtar game are the two early kickoffs, which I don't know how the people of Holme feel about that. Some of them will have had to have finished work early to be able to get here for a 6 o'clock kickoff in the early match. It's just silly. Right, Park on the right-hand side. Can he beat his man? He can. Can he find the cross? He can. Ian is there, and the header, unfortunately, is straight at the Real Madrid goalkeeper. But that was a promising move. We looked like we were alert to creating something there. The only problem is straight from the goalkeeper catching the shot from Ian, Madrid just come up the other end and score. We're powerless against this lot. Look at the state of this. I mean, it's full on Route 1 and we've let it happen. Oh, dear. Well, Harrison Davies, he's working in a mentoring group with Kovacic to try and fix his head. If Harrison Davies does just one more thing for the rest of his career, if it's fixing Kovacic's head, then I'm happy, because I'm convinced our defensive woes are not because we've got the wrong players or people in the wrong positions. I think it's because our best defender doesn't want to be here. And I think if we fix Kovacic's mentality, I think we fix the defence. So that's Davies' job now. Fix Kovacic. And I'll take on the responsibility of trying to fix Park. And my way of doing it today is to just get him off the pitch. We're going to take Ian off as well. Juan Jose can... In fact, no, we'll push Perez forward on that side maybe and bring Diaz on. And then we're going to bring on Jovanovic. We're going to go attack him, even though it's just asking for trouble. But there's always the chance that with 20 minutes to go, if we score early, we could score twice. If they score, we probably drop back to positive so we don't end up losing 6 or 7-0. We've learned that much from our season in the Champions League last year. And especially that game against Manchester United where they did put 7 past us. Once it's clear we can't get back into the game, stop chasing it. It just makes it too easy for the opponents. Primus, heading clear, finds Veloso. He's had to come very, very deep just to get a touch of the football. He's had a poor game today, but it's more to do with the poor service he's received. So he's taken it upon himself here to create something, trying to find the cross for Jovanovic. I mean, he's got Jovanovic and Kleber at the far post there. There's plenty of big lad to aim at, but unfortunately, he can't get the cross away. And once again, Real Madrid, as they've done all game long, they set up this counter-attacking system where they just soak up the pressure and then every now and again spring the trap and explode at us and go and create a chance within seconds of us having a shot of our own. It's very effective and really boring. I want them to come out and play a 4-2-4 and go toe-to-toe with us. Let's see who really has got the best players. We have. They've just got a better manager, probably. Well, we'll get to the point where that doesn't matter. Just by getting better and better players. Kleber's in, and there is an equaliser. I said if we score early, we could score twice. We've given ourselves 15 minutes here. It's a lovely finish from Kleber. And now it's on. If we can go and grab a second here and find a way to draw this game, that's progress then. We like progress. Right. Encouragement, please. It's Real Madrid who've got the ball. Can we beat them at their own game and hit them with a counter-attack here? We just need somebody to get the tackle in and then knock it over the top for Veloso. No, because they can just score at will. They can just do it. They can put it in the back of our net whenever they feel like. It feels like they've decided 3 goals is... Well, originally 2 goals was enough. They just need a 2-goal lead. And now, they've scored. We should probably try again. Let's just go and grab another goal because they're powerless to stop us. Oh, we're still a long way away from Real Madrid. There's been, after getting to the semi-final earlier in the week, last week, whenever it was, I think some of us, me included, felt like we were quite close to the end of this series. And then you experience a match like this and realise, yeah, we might have run to the semi-final last year, but a lot of stuff went our way. We had a relatively easy run, but we are still quite a long way off the European elite. Jovanovic has grabbed another, I was going to say equaliser, another goal back there just by being a big lad at set piece. I mean, 2 of the substitutions have definitely worked. Kleber and Jovanovic have both come on and scored, but I just expect Real Madrid to go and score a 4th now because we've scored again and they can just control the game. Instead, they just didn't let us have the football. Oh, we were always playing for second in this group. And there was your confirmation of it. Ajax coming tomorrow. Let's hope they're not very good. If you've enjoyed... I'm just checking I've been recorded. I have. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.